That's all right then. In that case, go wild and go crazy for your next act, Jess Perillo!
Are we all okay? Yeah. Are you sure? It's so nice to be here. Thanks for having me. My name's Jess. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm an actor. And when you're an actor, everyone's like, "Oh my God, what have you been in?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, nothing." Tell a lie though, I have recently had a bit of acting work. Yeah, I recently played a bartender in the bar that I work at. I work in a bar. It's a recurring role. The acting industry is really hard, right? It's very toxic. It's all based on like how attractive you are. You've got to be really skinny and pretty to get roles. This is something that I found difficult because you might have noticed, but I'm not exactly a size 4. I'm a 6, and I've had one audition since I left drama school because things are going really well. And in the character breakdown that I got through from my agent, this is genuinely what it said word for word. It said the character is described as a unit. And the actor must be larger than the other characters, right? I was having a bit of a joke earlier. I know I'm not a size 4 or a 6. I'm clearly an 8. But more to the point, I'm 5'1", larger than the other characters. I don't know who else they're casting based on that. I'm assuming it's Sylvanian families. It was a wake-up call. I don't really look after my body. I don't. I'm a smoker. Filthy, horrible, dirty smoker. We got any smokers in? Give me a call. I am a smoker. You can judge me if you want, but at the end of the day, I look cooler than you. So, do we have any smokers in? Yeah. What's your favourite thing about smoking?
The drama of it.
The drama of it. My favourite thing about smoking is the smoking area on a night out. I think it's just the best place to meet people. There's always some like creature off their nut in the corner, come up to you, jaw swinging, eyes rolling in the back of their head. They're like, "Excuse me, miss, I was just wondering if I could pitch a fag." I'm like, "Dad, what are you doing?" Really awkward, actually. I speak with my parents. I'm not actually fully English. Anyone else? Not from... Yeah, nice. I'm not fully English. Some people might say spicy white. It's a term that's really used to describe that. But I'm Italian, so it's more like mixed herbs white. Growing up half English, half Italian has caused a lot of rivalry in my family, especially between my parents. My mum's English, my dad's Italian. And this does cause a lot of rivalry growing up, especially during moments of like international competition. So like the World Cup, the Olympics, Eurovision, always a very tense time in my household. This kind of came to a head. It was the Euro Cup final a few years ago. Italy beat England, and Italy won on penalties. Very tense match. My parents didn't speak for 4 days after my argument because they had an argument during which my mum called my dad a fucking spaghetti muncher. My mum is a bit nuts, obviously, from that, but she's going through the menopause, so it's kind of allowed. And I'm totally in solidarity with her. She's a proper HRT hun, a little patch princess. She's got so many hormones going on. And I can kind of track my mum's descent through the menopause based on what scented candle she buys. So like a few years ago, before this all happened, she was kind of going for like fluffy clouds and fresh linen. And now she's just bought one called Witch's Brew. I'm a bit scared. My parents, I think, have been kind of like my model for relationships growing up. I think that's kind of what everyone experiences. I'm not very good at them. I've got bad taste in men. For example, I've never fucked a guy that hasn't owned a guitar. And my ex-boyfriend turned out to be a nonce. Yeah, after we broke up, I found out he'd been messaging a 16-year-old girl. So awkward. But also, he broke up with me. But it kind of did give me a bit of a confidence boost because I was like, well, I know it's not my looks or personality, just the age. But yeah, he did break up with me, which was really rude. And the way that he did it was he got me to drive to a playing field, which kind of checks out. And he was in his car and I was in mine. And he got me to drive up next to him in the car park, and he wouldn't let me get in the car. He was like, "Don't make this any harder than it already is." And he wouldn't let me get in the car. And so what I had to do was actually climb into my passenger seat, to my own breakup, as if it wasn't humiliating enough already. I did kind of linger over the gear stick momentarily, hoping that it would remind me of old times. It didn't work. So he's in his car, I'm in mine, and I don't know if anyone has ever had the heartbroken where a man sat in a Peugeot 206 before. Literally traumatising. Couldn't go to a drive-through for about 3 weeks afterwards. Long time to go without McDonald's, guys, especially for a unit like me. But I'll tell you this story, another dating disaster. I was seeing this guy, and it was very, very early on, just a matter of weeks. But I met his mum, and I'd met his brother, and I'd met his cat called Soxy. Now, we were up in the bedroom one night, just talking. We weren't just talking, we were about to shag, and I knew that because it just put Shrek 2 on. So while I was doing the polite thing and washing my fanny in the sink with a hand soap, his brother runs into the room and he says, Arthur, I'm going to call him Arthur because that's his name, but he said, Arthur, you need to come downstairs. And Arthur said, why, is dinner ready? And he said, no, it's Soxy, he's dead. At which point I was like, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Totally unequipped to deal with that situation. So we go downstairs and there's a woman on the doorstep and she's got the cat and she's like crying and she's run it over with her car and it's just horrendously sad. And so she's crying and the mum's crying and the brother's crying and Arthur's crying. I'm crying because I'm such an empath. And everyone kind of says a few words and we lay Soxy out by the fireplace, which is his favourite place to sit. And everyone kind of says their piece, and then it gets to me, and I panic, obviously, and I say, guys,